Hey guys, welcome back to Raid Shadow Legends. In today's video, I'm pretty excited because later on today, I'm going to start what is going to be my new push account. I have done a 30-day and a 27-day Arbiter push in the past using the Supreme Gallic code. That code is now gone, so we are going to be doing this one with the DEMONSLAYER code, which gets us Tholen Foulbeard, who is an absolute savage-looking monster. Now, there are other options for you if you're a new player or someone starting a fresh account, which I will go through in a minute, but the top link in the description is going to be the one that I will be playing through with. So if you want to join me, I will be doing daily content on this push and giving you guys extra tips along the way, because I really do enjoy this early game push in this game. Super fun, and it's great to test it with new champions because there's always new people coming into the game, and having a good outline of the game for new players is always a fantastic thing. Now, just quickly, I wanted to throw in here as well, if you're having trouble getting the download link to work, meaning as soon as you unlock the mail, the Mausoleum Mage should be there. Then also the first thing you want to do is enter the DEMONSLAYER code to go ahead and get yourself that Tholen Foulbeard, because it is very important you do that at basically as soon as you start the account. But if you're having trouble seeing the Mausoleum Mage there, what you got to do is, if you've had Raid installed on your phone before, then you're going to have to do this on PC. And if you've had it on PC, what you got to do is you got to come over here and you've just got to log out of your player in play. I can't because the game's open, but you just click here and you go log out. Then you close the player in play. And then what you want to do after that is open up a new window, paste the link, and then you'll have to do the whole sign up. You give your email, you make your username, your password, and then it'll download it. Then you click the downloaded version of the new Raid download, and it'll be like, do you want to install? And you hit yes. But then it'll just open the already installed player in play and then just start Raid for you. And that's the way you do it. Now, if you are having any issues at all, links to my Discord is in the description. We've got a bunch of people who have done this a heap of times, all know how to do it. So someone will be able to help you out. If I'm around, I can help you out too with getting it sorted. But if you're having those issues, just let us know. We can get you sorted. So that link in the description is going to let you start off with Mausoleum Mage when you start your account. Now, I'll explain the reasoning for this. There is a reroll process that you can try and reroll to get his skill 2, to get an epic skill book to put into his skill 2 to get this cooldown. It's really the only skill up you really want in this guy, and the others aren't as worth it. So that's why I reroll to get this skill up. So I'm like at an ideal start. I absolutely love doing that with Mausoleum Mage on rerolls. Now, I've also got Madam Serris on this one, which I will show you guys how to get her as well. She is an absolutely insane, one of the best void epics in my opinion, and you can start your account with her. And as you can see, when I got her, I also got this epic book, which is the book I'm going to use to try and skill up this Mausoleum Mage. Maybe I'll do a whole reroll guide. Let me know if you guys want a reroll guide, if you're super sweaty like that, or if you're not too stressed. But this one, I'm just going to go through the basics. So obviously I used the DEMONSLAYER code, which will be in the description as well, to get myself the Tholen Foulbeard in the mail. So let's go ahead and just collect these guys first of all, so they're all collected. Now, after that, on this download link, at level 10, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves the Tagoar. Now, if you don't know Tagoar, Tagoar is an absolute monster. He is your healing, speed buffing, reviving, shielding, passive damage mitigation. He's also got defense buffs, HP lead. This guy is an absolute monster. Honestly, playing an account without him these days, because he's available in most download links, it just feels night and day. Like, playing without Tagoar just feels like you're not playing the game properly. It just feels like you're playing the game on absolute hard mode. This guy is an absolute monster. And outside of it, if you're rerolling to get that Mausoleum Mage skill up, the next point of call with your skill ups is going to be getting this guy's skill 2 and 3 maxed. If you can avoid any skill ups into this one, it's nice. But, you know, normally people are going to get the bad luck and have to max this and then they get these two. But these two are the big skills you really want to get with your epic books early on in the game. So Tagoar, once again, comes at level 10. Now, the next one we have in here was one we were debating over in Discord. Now, we do have a very similar link to this one, that instead of Lightsworn has Fayne. If you would rather a Fayne, that link will be in the description as well. I believe that one at the moment has Deacon at 45 instead of 40. I'll try and get that brought back as well, if they can do that for me. But Lightsworn, number 1, looks like an absolute beast. I love his design. But the reason we've picked him is that because he has a single target, decrease attack, and decrease speed. And with our previous run-throughs, we always had Supreme Gallic to reliably land the speed decrease. And now that we don't have Supreme Gallic and Tholen Foulbeard doesn't have that, I really wanted a speed decrease. And the other thing that Fayne was providing for us was the attack break. Now, Fayne also had defense break and weaken. However, when we look at the next unit we're going to get at level 40, which is Deacon Armstrong, he already has our defense break for the clan boss. And then if we go to our Tholen Foulbeard, he has the weaken. And there's a weird interaction where through testing, it seems like if the opponent has a longer than 2-turn duration weaken on them, this guy doesn't try to apply his weaken, because the whole thing with Tholen Foulbeard is if he applies the weaken to the enemy, he can get an extra turn. And Fayne, who is the other character that we used to have on the download link, she puts a 3-turn weaken, meaning this makes him lose ability to get some extra turns. So now we have Tholen Foulbeard for the weaken. We have our Deacon Armstrong for the defense break, and now we've selected our Lightsworn in this one because he has the attack break for the clan boss, but also the speed break for other areas. He also has a defense buff with a revive on death, which is good for manipulating some content. So I'm going to go through all those other characters I just mentioned again. I just wanted to explain our reasoning for the Lightsworn choice. I think this guy's going to be really, really good for the account. Now you can hold out on skilling him up because maybe you pull a better attack breaker along the way, but eventually I will personally upgrade his skills because I'm not going to be using any pulled units. So that is Lightsworn. He is the one that we go ahead and get at level 20. Then, as I mentioned, at level 40, we're going to get ourselves Deacon Armstrong. Now, Tagoar is one of the absolute no-brainers to start your account with. To me, Deacon Armstrong is the other one. His kit may not sound exciting. It's got an AoE defense break. It's got a basic attack that has leech, and it's got a turn meter fill and a turn meter decrease for enemies. But it's got an extra turn. And what this essentially does is when max skilled, this defense break is 100% chance to land or have 100% base chance. And then also has the cooldown -1, which brings it to a 3-turn cooldown. This goes down to a 3-turn cooldown as well. However, because it grants him an extra turn, it effectively makes this AoE defense decrease like a 2-turn cooldown. So the rotation that he can go on can be like he uses this, then he uses his defense break, then the next turn, and that's only one turn, he uses both of those. Then the next turn, he's going to use his basic attack to apply leech, which is a huge way to gain healing on the clan boss, which I'll do more guides on that if you don't know what that's talking about. But then the next turn, it's going to be these two again. So he basically does a boost and a defense break in the same turn, then has a basic, then does these two again, then has a basic, then does these two again. Absolutely amazing. Plus he has a speed lead. He's going to be great for your arena pushing, everything in the game essentially. This guy is an absolute monster, and that's why they wouldn't give him to me before 40. We have to go ahead and get him at level 40, but trust me, it is definitely worth the wait with this guy. Now I want to jump in and actually talk about Tholen Foulbeard because this is the guy that we are basing the whole account about, and then I'll talk about the Madam Serris and how to get her. I didn't mention Mausoleum Mage. I just mentioned his skill too. He's just really nice. He has the defense buff, crit buff, block debuffs, which is nice. He also has a cleanse with a heal, and the cleanse is really, really clutch in a lot of situations, and that's why I love picking up this guy on my beginner codes, my beginner links. But let's talk about Tholen Foulbeard. Now, I am super excited to play with this guy. One, he looks like an absolute savage monster. Now, I will be skilling this guy up. There is always reasons not to skill up these types of champions because you're like, oh, maybe I'll pull a better legendary. I just prefer having one champion that is like my main carry legendary, and if I pull something else, oh well, I'll get those books eventually. I'd rather have something invested. That's just the way I personally play. But let's talk about him. So he's going to be an absolute monster for your boss damage. He's also going to be a crazy, crazy unit for your PvP pushing as well, because attacks all enemies 2 times. Before attacking, places 50% increase attack buff on this champion for 2 turns. For each critical hit landed on the first hit, increase the damage dealt on the second hit by 10%. Will ignore unkillable and shield buffs. This is an absolutely amazing ability. It's an AoE nuke that scales with more enemies, but also he gets himself the attack buff before the attack, which is really, really nice. We were using this type of thing with the Supreme Gallic, except his was on his other attack. This is on his big AoE nuke. Makes him great for arena, once again, great for any AoE content. But also we have this crazy ability. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit will ignore 25% of the target's defense. If the target is from Corrupted Alliance, or a boss or a minion. Now, the Corrupted Alliance will come into play later on in different situations, but the big thing for the general progression is boss or minion, meaning this is great against bosses. Each hit ignores 50% of the target's defense instead. Each hit decreases the target's attack by 5%, stacking up to 25%. Each hit also increases the champion's attack by 5%, stacks up to 50%. This is really nice, once again, for bossing, because not only is it increasing his damage and ramping him over time, but the separate attack reduction for bosses, which is like just kind of like a passive background thing, is so nice for surviving in things like the Demon Lord clan boss, which is going to be one of your big points of call. Then, as I mentioned earlier, this attack is AoE with a chance of placing Weaken. Now, it goes up to 75 when booked to land the Weaken against Corrupted Alliance or bosses. This effect cannot be resisted by enemies from Corrupted Alliance, bosses, or minions, meaning we don't have to build him with accuracy, which is so damn handy, but grants an extra turn if a Weaken debuff is placed on all enemies by this skill. So when we look to Demon Lord clan boss, if the Demon Lord clan boss has a 1-turn Weaken or no Weaken at all, and we use this ability and we refresh that Weaken or apply it, means we're going to get an extra turn. This is why earlier I mentioned about not putting Fayne in the download link, because it's kind of like counter to his ability to be able to get these extra turns. So that is why we went ahead and did that. But then he also has this really nice passive, activates Demon Breaker, which is his basic skill. Every 5th turn this champion takes, enemies from the Corrupt Alliance, bosses, and minions cannot land critical hits on this champion. Now, bosses don't have a very high critical hit chance, so it's not the biggest thing in the world, but it is also a nice little passive to have. Also, Corrupt Alliance, there is a few good factions in there that maybe in Arena you can counter, but that's more in-depth type stuff. But that is the big guy that we are really basing this whole account around, and we chose the characters in the rest of the download link to cater around him to get you completely set through the early game. Now, as I mentioned, we do have Madam Serris. Now, there will be another link. I'll have it very clearly just labeled in the description. But Madam Serris is fantastic arena unit. She removes all buffs from all enemies and places a decreased attack and decreased defense on all enemies for 2 turns. That's the basic thing. She has a passive with shielding. She has the true fears. Like, she's got a great kit all around, but this is the big thing about her that you're really going to use. So she's a great one to pick up. Now, there is a link that you can use, and after you use the download link that'll be at the top of the description to get yourself all these other characters, once you've done that and created the account, what I did on this one was I opened up an instance of LD Player and pasted this other link, which I'll just show you guys here because it's kind of complicated, but it's so fantastic to get this extra champion. So if we go here, it's an old boozer link of some sort. So if I paste it here, you can see that is the link that we get. And when you do that one, it'll try it. For some reason, it takes me to Facebook first, and then when I do it, it wants to take me to Play Store. Now, if it's not working for you by copy pasting it, you can always open up if you want to do this on an LD player, or you can do it on a phone as well. Even if the phone has had Raid installed before, you just uninstall Raid and then do this. And then what it'll do is it'll take you to Play Store. It'll make you install the game. And then you'll have to download the resources. Then you log in with the account over in the Play Store on that LD player window, or the BlueStacks, or your phone, whatever it is. I'm not in Wi-Fi range where my office is, so I can't use my phone. And then once you log into your account, once it downloads all the resources, it'll have a pop-up with the Madam Serris. Now, this doesn't work on older accounts. I tried it on my old account. It doesn't work, but it does work on these new accounts. And once again, she just comes into the mail, but she also has this epic book, which is really, really nice. And so that is how you go ahead and get her. Once again, if you're struggling on just pasting the link in, you can go to this video and then click on it from the description on your phone or your LD player, and that should make it work and take you to the Google Play Store. So once again, it is a little bit complicated, but dude, it is so nice to get this extra champion as well. Now, the other thing is, you'll see that I started with Kael. Now, the reason I started with Kael is because we are getting the Madam Serris, who is Dark Elves as well. And when we go to the faction wars, which I unlock at level 20, whatever starters faction you pick, that will be unlocked for the first 7 days. So I went with Kael because I'm going to try and get Kael to 5-star. I'm not going to 6-star this guy. Get Serris to 4 or 5-star, and then see if these two can push it. Your other option is to start with normal Gallic, get him to 5-star, and then use him and Tagoar to try and push the Orc one. But I want to try this play instead. But that is just something I'll do more videos on in the future talking about that. But yeah, in this one I went for Kael because I'm getting the Serris. Otherwise, you can go the Gallic and go with Tagoar and try and push that way. But once again, that is essentially the start we are going for. I think it's a really nice start. Once again, I'm going to try and push this as hard as possible. I'm going to do some rerolls to, once again, get my Mausoleum Mage skilled up. But that download link, once again, along with the Tholen Foulbeard on the DEMONSLAYER, I think is going to be an amazing playthrough. Now, there is another good starter code as well, which has actually a Void Legendary, which if I can find the barbs, where is it? it's Tahanarok, which is this character here. Now, I do have a link that we crafted for her as well. She is probably better than Tholen Foulbeard in the long run because she is Void. She has so much extra support, but she is a support character. And honestly, if you're doing this, I just don't find this playthrough as fun because it's so slow. You don't have that big fun nuker and stuff like that. Even though she is great, once again, maybe better in the long term, I just don't find it as fun. And that's why I'm doing this Tholen Foulbeard playthrough, because I think people, especially new people into the game, are going to have more fun using the Tholen Foulbeard than they would with the Tahanarok. But I will have a Tahanarok download link cater-made towards her in the description as well if you want to go ahead and use the Desert Queen code to get her as well. Anyway, I think I've rambled for enough and explained just about everything. If you guys want a more concise reroll guide, let me know. I will be rerolling on stream on Twitch and possibly on my other YouTube channel later on today after uploading this video. But that is the roundup. That is the download link. Those are the champions. I'm looking forward to this one. Play along with me if you want. Hopefully I explained everything enough. If not, jump on stream, ask me in videos, and I will make a bunch more videos. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.